We try to collaborate as much as possible in school, and I find it really useful, especially as an ICT teacher. I'm always looking for other teachers to give me content. So for example, I have worked with science teachers and English teachers before, where they will tell me we are doing circuits today, and then I might introduce some form of robotics and circuits in computer science. Or for the English teacher, if I'm teaching a skill or a program like Microsoft Word or some word processing program or Excel, I might ask the teachers, what are you studying at the moment? And then we'll use that as something to work on in class. So in that sense, collaboration between myself and other teachers is really good. We're sharing ideas and sharing content. What sometimes is difficult is to get true collaboration where we're both working together, as opposed to just sending someone an email and returning it back and forth. And the issue there a lot of the time is time, because you do need time to plan and organise how you're going to work together. And also timetabling. Am I timetabled with the same group of students that the teacher I want to collaborate with is?
I think one of the advantages of coming to a day like this is you're given the opportunity and the luxury of having time to look at scenario templates and perhaps look at new technologies and teaching yourself, and to talk with teachers at a reasonable pace, because in day-to-day school life it's really busy. So that's one of the really important advantages of these training days.
I think that's something actually I found very easy to continue by using some of the online environments, because as you say, we're in different locations, we're in different sub-department, different schools, and it's very useful to be able to go on to an online environment and put forward what you've been doing, or look at what somebody else has been doing. Mm-hmm. And you can do it at your own pace as well, so it doesn't require everybody being in the same situation or the same place at the same time. And it does allow, I suppose, also a sharing of a range of resources, be it video or documents. So that's something I found a significant benefit in terms of getting different perspectives.
Something I thought would actually be a big challenge today was sitting with your different subject groups. So usually maybe you come together as one subject department, but today we were mixed. So say for example, I'm from an English background, the person beside me was from a science background. But what ended up happening today was that we shared resources. So maybe I had an idea that teacher did not think would apply to their subject, but by the end, and working together over the period of time, we found that we could actually share resources, that each of us have maybe different ideas, different skills that we can bring to each other. So it worked really well.
The teachers now are working to design their own learning activities, and they're working in groups together. They're defining their content, they're actually looking at the learning intentions, the learning outcomes, how they're actually going to design the collaborative experiences, and are very aware of the skills students will need and maybe where they're at. So rather than diving in and saying, we're going to develop this elaborate interdependent task, they're looking at their students and saying, where are they at? What would they be able for? And how can you design the learning activity over time? And I think that's what's really important, that you don't look at lessons individually, that you're looking at a continuum and how things develop over time. And that you might start initially with children working in pairs so that they actually learn to work in a pair and to actually have shared responsibility before you move to a group situation. And what they're doing now is they're going to design their learning activities. They're going to look at them and compare and exchange ideas between groups and get feedback from the different groups. And then they're going to say, well, okay, what technologies can we use now to actually make the collaboration more effective? And so as well as having the understanding of collaboration, they're actually using the tools to actually layer that collaboration as well. So when they then try them out in school, that's the next step. They'll try them out in schools, they'll work together across schools, and then they'll come back together either virtually or face-to-face and give each other feedback and report on how it went. And from that feedback, be able to redesign a learning activity again and try it out. So it's like an iterative cycle. So effectively what's been built is a community of practice where teachers can work within each school to work with one another, and then they'll actually work across schools. So they effectively become effective collaborators and are modelling the collaboration that they can actually then in turn design for their students. by participating in this MOOC, you too will get the same opportunity as the Irish teachers did, because you will have an opportunity to look at the rubric, how it's defined, look at different examples, and then we will offer you the opportunity to design a learning activity and come back and get feedback from the people in the MOOC itself, and from there develop even further learning activities for your students.